our fearless self, right? We had to do some of those things that helped us embrace our authenticity and live lives of purpose. So we had all of these things going on in the group. Every day something new, every day some activity, something special to do, some task, and it led us into so many beautiful things. Before we go further, before we go into today's discussion and conversation, I want us to just reflect. Can anyone share what, one of the days that we just finished, these challenge days? Is there any day that resonated so deeply with you, that, stood out for you? Is there anything that, made the challenge worthwhile for you? Please share. Please share. Tony, do you want to speak? It seems like you wanted to speak. All right. While we're making up our minds, I'm going to share mine. All right. Mine was the day when we're talking about, how to identify the mask that you've been wearing. You know how you're wearing, you are not just, you don't even know you're wearing a mask, right? So in that moment of introspection, because we had a lot of introspection to do within the challenge period, I came to the point where I realized that I had been wearing the mask of perfection. Being that kind of person that can do a lot of things, that, I've been thinking, I can do it all by myself. I can do good all by myself. I have this, I got this kind of feeling. So in that day of that challenge, I came to the point where I decided, to open up my heart and not just think I can always do things alone. I got to the point in that challenge when I felt that, it's not just about giving help, being the go-to person. How do I do this? People are always asking you. I had to learn how to also receive help, ask for help too, also receive help, just learn how to be vulnerable and also receive support. So that was a game changer for me personally. I don't know if anyone is ready to share. What was the game changer for you in these 31 days that we just concluded, before we just get into today? Just quickly before we bring Coach Christine up, all right? We want to be sure that everyone was carried along and that, we were able to do something tangible with this challenge. Anyone else? Okay, maybe we'll come up later because of this webinar for today. So today is another beautiful time for something very, very amazing. Something very beautiful. When Coach Christine calls, it's always going to be a time of impact. All right, I can see someone saying the day that stood out for me. Where is that chat? Let me try to read it. I'm trying to find how to read that chat. Maybe I'm going to call it up later so that it doesn't distract, right? I'm going to call it because I'm finding it a bit difficult to do that right here with this device I'm using. All right, so I'll call it up later. Now,
Did I read
when
it
Coach Christine calls, okay, yeah?
Did I read the chat for you?
Yes, ma'am, please do.
Okay, the chat is from Tony. She says, the day that started for me was the day of gratitude. Showing gratitude helped me appreciate the things I thought were insignificant.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, Tony, for reading that, for saying that, and it's so beautiful. So this is something that stood out for us, because sometimes we can be in a place and you are just seeing everything that is not working without realizing that there are so many things that are working and that things that we should be grateful for. Thank you for that contribution. All right, so we're going to call up Coach Christine now, and we're going to give her the floor so that she just takes us through this process and through this session tonight. I know it's going to be something beautiful and it's going to be a time of encounter. I have my writing materials here. I have my journal. I have my pen, and I believe we all have ours too. So, Coach Christine, the floor is yours, ma'am. You are welcome to do that which you always do best.
All right. Good evening,
The floor is yours,
everyone.
ma'am. Good evening.
Sorry, I'm trying. My internet is giving trouble, so I want to have a backup plan. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, and it's good to have you. Thank you, Princess, for that wonderful one. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Grandma. That's my mother-in-law right here. Thank you, Fumilola, Chini. You guys are all welcome, and it's good to have you. It's amazing, right? I'm so excited to be here today, and I hope you are excited too. So, like Princess was asking in the beginning, what are the things that stood out for you in that 31 days challenge? Fumilola and Chini, you have to share before I continue. Either you put it in the comments or you raise up your hand and share. For me, one of the days that stood out for me was the day when we had the challenge of forgiving yourself, like forgiving yourself for the things that you wanted to do that you never did. That really stood out for me. You know, sometimes we can want to drive ourselves so hard. Like Tony said, having, being grateful for the things that you're don't through the route of gratitude. It's like, look at, oh, I'm 50 now. I should have done this when I was 30. I should have done this. I should have done this. Doing that exercise and kind of telling myself, I forgive myself for the things that I was not able to achieve. It was a good one for me. It stood out for me. So let me hear from Chini and Fumi. Who is going first? What's up for you in the 31 days challenge? Is anyone responding?
Okay, yes. So can I go? Can I say?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I may not turn on my video, but I guess you can hear me.
Yes, sure.
All right, so for the 31 days, in fact, the 31 days, every day was like wow for me. But what stood out for me was the day where to, ask for something, speak to someone about something. So like, I'm working on some project, and I've had in my mind a lot of things that have been bothering me that I needed to just ask for. I needed to just ask, and I knew someone that I needed to ask, but I just kept on putting it off, feeling like, is it going to be granted? But on that day, when you said, go ahead and ask and just trust God, trust the process, trust God and all of that. So I went, and in fact, what was supposed to just be a discussion, it ended up, it was like now a mentoring session. And then what I asked for, in fact, I got something that I didn't even expect, above my imagination, right? So it's really, sometimes we just feel that this person, do I really need to ask? Are you sure I will get? But because we've not tried, there's no harm in trying. So I asked, and I'm getting like one of the best deal. Like I'm so surprised. In fact, I can't even explain how I feel. I feel so excited, and I'm so grateful. In fact, all the days, like the day you say forgive yourself, because I was someone that actually knew what I was going to do at a very young age, but a lot of things kept on distracting. A lot of things just kept on putting off. So, when you say forgive, I really forgave myself. That stood out for me too. I forgave myself a lot of times that years ago, things I should have done, things I should have accomplished. Sometimes before now, I used to regret, oh, why did I not go this way? Why did I not do this? But right now, I am fine. I am fine. Where I am now, I am fine. Where I'm going, I know I'm going, tomorrow is going to be better, but I know that where I am, I'm just fine. I'm grateful for it. And, something happened. Sorry, let me just share. So I had a session last Saturday. So after the session, I recorded the session. It was on Google Meet. So, but immediately after the session, I went back to my Google Drive to retrieve it. I didn't see, because I had some people that registered and told me they won't be at the session. I should just, if I can record and give them the replay. I said, sure. So by the time I went back, I didn't see it. I felt so bad. At a point, I was even crying, like, why can't I have this replay? But I just heard in my spirit, aren't you going to be grateful that you had a good session, that everything
Hmm.
went well? And immediately it was like, I was like, God, how can I be ungrateful? And I just started thinking, I just shut down my system. I said, I don't care whether the replay is not there or not. I'll just tell the people I'm sorry. And I started praising God. I thank God, everything. The teenagers that were present, I knew they were impacted because they all said something. They all had their highlights, like, oh, when you said this, it touched me when you said this. And I was like, wow, if that's the only thing, I'm fine. And lo and behold, the next day, on Sunday after service, I just went to my mail to do something, and I just saw it that here is your replay. I was like, can you imagine? So, like Princess was saying when I came in, we sometimes, because we are not grateful, we don't even see the things that God has done for us. We are so much, oh, I didn't get it right. Oh, I'm not there yet. But hey, God is good. God is faithful. I know I'm not there yet, but where I am, I'm okay. And I know I'm going places. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm grateful. Thank you, Christine. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Chini, for sharing that. That was really amazing. Thank you. Fumi, do you want to share or should we move on? Okay, so we'll proceed maybe later on. So our theme for today's webinar is unleashing. All right. What's our theme? Somebody tell unleashing what? These people should be answering me here so that I'll not feel alone. You know your cameras are not on.
Unleashing your inner power.
Beautiful. Unleashing your inner power. Is it possible to unleash when you don't even know that you have an inner power? Is it possible? So why I want to, we just came back from the 31 days fearless and unstoppable woman. And as women, oftentimes our confidence is always eroded by some of the challenges that we face. From growing up, you're a girl, you need to do this, you need to do. So a lot of those things get affect us. Sometimes we don't even know who we are. There's so much inside of us. There's so much greatness inside of us that we're not unleashing. And I'm hoping that by the end of today's webinar, we'll be able to know. If you don't know who you are, you cannot do anything. It's like, if you don't know what you carry, you cannot unleash. If you don't know who you are, you will just be living as a lesser person. And the truth is that every single one of us has greatness inside of us. So sometimes you look at another person and you admire the person. Oh, this person is so wonderful. But you are not seeing your own wonderfulness. If there's any word like that, you're not seeing your own greatness. And when you don't see that greatness, it becomes difficult for you to unleash. And why it's difficult for you to unleash, why you don't see those things, is because of your beliefs, okay? Your beliefs, the things that you believe in, your environment. Okay, let me start by sharing my slides. Let me share my slides. So, okay, so. Okay, so now I was talking about unleashing, right? And talking about how our beliefs, talking about how beliefs begin to form our lives and form who we become in life. Now, if you look at this picture, right? Look at the picture of this tree. You can see that the roots is the core belief. Now, the roots is the one that's the function of the roots. The roots sucks up nutrients from the soil, right? I'm not a science student, so pardon me if I don't explain it well.
You are trying.
Okay, so now the roots is the one that collects, all the nutrients from the soil. Now, if the root is strong and healthy, the tree will be solid. That's the way our beliefs are. Because we all see the world from the lens of our belief. Now, that's why all of us can have the same experience and will have different interpretations of that same experience because of how we see our world. And it's our belief that colors that. Now, you look at yourself. What do you think about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Now, what you believe about yourself affects how you think, it affects your behavior, and it affects who you become. Now, if inside of you, we're talking about unleashing your inner power, right? Inside, like, what are they talking about? Which inner power? Do I even have any inner power? It stems from a belief. You're like, I beg, let them go. There's nothing. I don't have any talent. I don't have any inner power. That's a belief. You're beginning to think of it. This one has this. This one has this. Well, I don't have anything. Your belief, from your belief, you begin to, think your thoughts. Your beliefs help you to think either positively or negatively. And when you start thinking that way, right, you start making assumptions. And when you start making assumptions, you start creating habits. So you forget, you'll be doing certain things. You'll be wondering in your mind, you're like, I believe, if you go to social media and the way everybody has opinion about everybody's life, apart from their own lives. But yet it's from the way you are raised, it's from the belief that you carry. So you need to be sure, what are the beliefs that are guiding your life? What beliefs do you have? Because those beliefs, if you believe that I'm worthless, or there's some people who believe that marriages don't work in this world, as in marriage is scam, relationship is scam, as in there's nothing like true love. That is a core belief. Now, you cannot believe that there's nothing like true love and you find c'est totalement impossible. Sorry, totally impossible. You cannot, because you don't believe it. So your thoughts, you begin to think about it. Everything you attract will be based on that belief. So, and when you believe in something, right, you begin to look for what they call it, evidence. You will begin to see evidence about things that you believe. That's how powerful our beliefs are. And there's this quote that says that whether you say you can or you can't, you are right. So the question today is, what are the core beliefs that guide your life? Is it I'm good enough? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do it. I'm not as special as they are. What are those core beliefs and where do they stand from? All right. So in order for us to unleash our inner power, we must find out our roots, the beliefs, the core beliefs that are guiding our life. That's where it starts. Because there's this quote that says, whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. So if you say you can, you'll be able to. If you say you can't, you will not be able to. So you need to understand that you are actually the one that guides your life. You're the one that guides the experiences that you are having. So what are some of the experiences that you're having? Look at them. Look at what do you think? What's your core belief in those aspects? Because oftentimes our beliefs limit us. So limiting beliefs are internal narratives that hold us back from reaching our true potentials. Now, if you don't believe that you can achieve greatness, there's no prayer that any pastor will pray. There's no prophecy on your head that will make it come to pass, because it's already a limiting, disempowering belief. You believe you can't, so you cannot. All right? So our beliefs play a lot of part in our success in life. What are you believing? What have you been believing all your life? And how is it affecting your life, right? So core beliefs, deeply held convictions and assumptions shape how we see ourselves. So the way what you believe shapes how you see yourself, shapes how you see the world, and it shapes how you see other people. All right. So they often develop early in life, our experiences, our culture, our family dynamics. And these beliefs can be positive and empowering, or they can be negative and empowering. So your beliefs shape your life. If you believe that everybody is a suspect, you find out that everywhere you find yourself, you'll be seeing it, be suspecting people, and you'll be having reasons, things that will back up all those things, you know, that will say, this is fact, this is true. I said it was going to happen, and it happened. Now, let's look at this quote. Your belief become your thoughts become your actions become your habit become your values, and your values become your destiny. You see how you practically shape your life from the things that you believe. Some people believe that, oh, I'm poor, I'm from a poor background, that's why things are not working for me. You know, I'm different. You just seeing all the negative things, and you keep having results that you're actually right. You are right. The only limit to your impact are your imagination and commitment. So what is it that you want to achieve in your life? What's your imagination? Do you believe that you can achieve that? What is stopping you from achieving it? All of us have big dreams, who we want to become, where we want to go to. The only thing stopping you from being everything is what you believe. Now let's look at scriptures when it comes to belief, right? The Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, right, so is he. So anything is the Bible. Anything you think that you're lovable, you are lovable. You think that you are not lovable, you are not lovable. You think that the world is against you, the world becomes against you. I don't know if you're understanding this. You think that you're not beautiful, you are not beautiful. You think that everybody who meets you will break your heart, they will break your heart. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what have you been thinking all your life about yourself? Have you been defining yourself by the mistakes that you made? Have you held the belief from the things that were told to you as a child growing up? You're not good enough. You're not this. Have you been holding yourself based on that? Now, I remember growing up, I don't know if I've shared this story before. My aunt used to call me lazy bamboo. They think I was very fragile. In fact, at some point, I thought I was a premature baby because my auntie would always call me premature baby. You know, like they had a lot of things they used to say to me then. So I actually believed it. So even I always had this feeling in my mind somewhere that I wasn't, you know, very strong. So I always looked up to people to help me do a lot of things. I believed that I had a very bad fashion sense. I used to believe that I had tendencies to be very, very fat. This is because of the things that were said to me when I was growing up. In school, they'll say, look at your leg, or more you go fat. To the extent that even when I wanted to get married, I asked my husband, I said, I hope you don't have a problem if I get fat because I have tendencies to get fat. Can you imagine how these things affected my belief? And over time, while I was having children, I was, you know, normal postpartum weight and all that. But in my head, I exaggerated that. And it affected my self-esteem and my confidence so much. So what are those things that they've told you that you've been holding on to that have been affecting who you are meant to become? That has been stopping you from unleashing your inner power? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Romans 12 verse 2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because when your mind changes, everything changes. When you see yourself as the great person, as the powerful person, as the fearless and unstoppable woman that God has created you to be, no force on earth can stop you. Because you're beginning to see yourself in that art that God sees you. And in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, he said, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will be moved. Now, this stood out for me. It's not even asking you to believe in yourself too much. Believe small. Believe that the greatness that lies inside of you. Just believe. If you can believe, if you have that faith as small as a mustard seed, You can say to this mountain, move, and it will be moved. So as women, oftentimes, you know, our environment, our society, there's this whole feeling you are low. There's something about it that says, oh, no, I'm lesser, you know, but you're not lesser in any way. You are not lesser in any way. You have your own uniqueness, your own greatness inside of you. And the only way you can unleash it is to begin to see, is to have empowering beliefs about yourself that can help you go far. And you know the beautiful thing about this, you don't need to be extra to believe in yourself. You don't have to wait until you are there to have it all figured out. No. Trust the process. Follow the process. Love yourself. Start from there. Okay, now let's look at some origins of these beliefs that we have. Okay, sometimes our past experiences, like if you've been heartbroken before, you've had a relationship that didn't work, you're likely to form a limiting belief from that. Like, okay, all men are scum, you know, those are limiting, disempowering belief. There is no love. Oh, guys, you know, there's just that, because from your experience, you had an experience, just one experience, and it had colored your life experiences, and you operate from there. You know, it's like wearing shades. You know that if you're wearing a pink shade of glass, you'll be seeing things in pink shades. If you're wearing dark goggles, you see things in that shade. If you're wearing a white one, it will color the way you see life. Even when you meet the right people, you will self-sabotage because you believe that it's not possible. It's too good to be true. I don't know if you had stories of people who have been in relationship like, no, I'm suspecting this guy. He's too good. He does not drink. He does not womanize. He's just so nice. It's not possible. And they will begin to look. There's something. Those are limiting, disempowering beliefs, and they make you self-sabotage. Even in our finances, in our family. Honestly, a lot of things, like I always say, the village people that is disturbing us most times is the things that we believe. It's the limiting, disempowering beliefs that we've held on to. You believe that everything is, the whole world is against you. Nobody likes you. Because you hold that belief, you begin to see things that will say, yes, this is it. Okay? So negative or challenging events can shape beliefs about what we can or what we cannot do. Have any of us have any experience? Like, have you wanted to do something so much? You know that you are able to do this, but somehow you find yourself sabotaging. Can you just drop your comments in the comment section? Let's make the class more interactive. Now, I had an experience sometime. Thank God for knowledge. I just got to understand that it was my limiting, disempowering belief. So I ran a business, a French clock business for 6-7 years, right? It was big, it was huge, it was a wonderful one. Now, at every point when we wanted to scale the business, I always have this fear, you know, like, is it going to work? There was this that was just dragging me back to my comfort zone. My husband will push and push and push, and I'll be like, wait, all I'm thinking is like, how will be paying rent here, paying rent there, paying rent there. That was a limiting, disempowering belief, and it made me self-sabotage. The things I was supposed to do, I ended up not doing them. When I sit now and look, I'm like, oh, this was actually what was holding me back. I remember oftentimes, there were times that I'll probably apply for some programs. My husband will send me some to apply. In my mind, I just feel like, well, this is not for me, or I'm not good enough. Sometimes I will even apply. When it gets to like the last stage, I'll chicken out. Those are limiting, disempowering beliefs. Things telling you that I can't do this. Not good enough. I can't do it. Even when you know that you have all the qualification that it takes. Now, our family and societal conditioning, that's one big enemy. Cultural, familial, and societal expectation often influence our perception of ourselves. You are a woman, don't drink too much. You are a woman, you should not have money more than your husband. You are a woman, you should not do this one. You are a woman, you should not dream big. Those are limiting, disempowering beliefs. And oftentimes you find yourself that you want to grow, you want to get to a point, but somehow those things come back to your head and feel like, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I should not. And that's where you are stuck at a particular place. So what are some of the limiting and disempowering beliefs that you've noticed that have been holding you back? Another one is subconscious programming. According to Bruce Lipton, our subconscious mind absorbs belief from our environment. Now, have you noticed people who study abroad, people who lived abroad, when you bring them and bring people who grew up in Nigeria, because of the culture, because of the environment, there's always something different, right? There's always a difference. So our environment affects our belief a lot, especially in our early years. The things that we've been told, the things that we tell our children, all these things affect, because people have different experience. You might have 4 children and 3, it did not bother them, they don't care. But one particular person takes it to heart and it becomes a limiting, disempowering belief. So we all react to these things differently. As parents, at times we're like, I turned out well, I turned out well. Oftentimes, sometimes when you look at some of the things that you do, you find out that they stem from some of the experiences that you have had growing up. Now, this one is going to be a practical step I want all of us to do. What is a belief that I hold that is limiting my potential? Which belief have you held so much that is limiting your potential? What have I been afraid to try? Why? What's that one thing that you've been afraid to try? Now let me see it in the comments. What's one thing that you so want in your life but you've been so afraid to try? Can you just put it in the comment section? Now, there was a time like a few years back, I always used to lie to myself. I lied because it was a limiting, disempowering belief, and I didn't know that was what I was dealing with at that point. And that was I always tell myself I don't like traveling. It's not like I don't like traveling. It was because I had a turbulent experience one time, and I got scared. Like, I got so scared that anytime I wanted to fly, I have running stomach, my body would be shaking. So it was a bad experience for me. So then my husband, anything about travel, I'm like, before you tell me to travel, I have to make it mental. Like, I have to travel. When I travel, is like there's no other option because I have to talk to myself, psych myself to be able to travel. But now I'm now telling myself, Omo, it's a lie. I love traveling because I'm going to travel the world, and I cannot travel the world when I believe that I don't like traveling. So what's that one thing that you'd love to do, but that you've been so... If people don't tell me in the comment section, I will not continue. Let me see, what's that one thing? What's that one belief that has been holding you back? Because you cannot unleash your inner power when there are things that are holding you back. Do you feel like you're worthy? Do you know some of us don't feel like we're worthy? Like you don't feel like you're worthy to be wealthy. You don't feel like you are some beautiful places that you go to and you start feeling uncomfortable. You just feel like, this place is not meant for people like me. What are those? Okay. Ama, you can unmute and speak. Yes. Hello? Grandma, you speaking? Your hand is raised up.
Yes.
Okay.
I want
Tell
to
us
say that mine is procrastination.
Okay.
Many times, if I want to do something, I start procrastinating, put it in my head what to do. At the end of the day, I will not do that. But now I know it's my core belief, and I thank God that I will change.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma, for sharing. Who else wants to share? Procrastination. In fact, I don't know who I'm sure a lot of us suffer from that. Procrastination is one I don't know what to call it, but I will do it. You end up not doing it. Okay? So what's your core belief? What's the belief? Is it procrastination? I'll do it later. What's that belief that's been holding you back? Now, identifying that belief is key. Now you ask yourself, is this belief based on the truth, or is it just a perception? Is this belief based on the truth, or is it just a perception? This thing that I'm believing in, why am I believing it? Is it true? Is it true that a woman cannot, is it true that a woman cannot succeed as a wife, as a mother, and also in business? Is it true? Please, can I get response in the comment section? Is it true? Is it possible? Tell you can't have it all. You can't have it all. Is it true? Are there people who have succeeded? They've had good marriages, had awesome children, they've succeeded in their business. Are there people who are able to succeed in this? Are there people, that you're saying that if you marry a woman that is wealthier than you, she will disrespect you? Are there people who have married women who are wealthier than them, and those women are still submissive? Princess said, "It's a lie. We can succeed as men." Yes, we can have and succeed. This is limiting, disempowering belief. Believing like, no, you can't do it when you have children. No, you can't do it when you are married. It's not true. They just keep you stuck. So you have to find what is that is holding me. I can't make much money because of a woman. What have I been afraid of? What is that thing that you've been afraid to try? Is this belief based on a truth, or is it just a perception? You believe that a woman cannot succeed. Is it true? Is it based on truth? Is it just people's perception? Are there people who have succeeded? What are the potential costs of holding on to this belief? If I keep believing that I'm a woman, I can't do more, what will happen to me in future? What would my life be in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years? Am I going to be able to unleash the greatness inside of me? Fearless and unstoppable women. I want to tell you that you can only be unstoppable when you believe that you are unstoppable. You still listen, I'm fearless, I'm unstoppable. If you don't believe it in your heart, if you do not believe it, it cannot be your reality. I always give this instance and God cannot help you. You see, your mindset is your responsibility, because God will never do what you are meant to do for yourself. I always give this insight with the children of Israel, right? When they were living the promised land. Do you know that their mindset and their faith, belief was just so important that because of lack of belief, a journey of 40 days lasted 40 years. And all people who never believed, God made sure that they did not, that their unbelief was their reality. They did not see the promised land. So people can have the same experiences and have different reactions to those experiences. Like Caleb and Joshua, right? When with the spies, when they went to spy the land, their report was different, but they saw the same thing with the other people. So you see how our belief colors our life. You are seeing opportunities. Some people will see opportunities when there is chaos. Others will see problem and go and hide, like, hey, oh, let them don't kill us, or let's don't. Another person will see there are opportunities here, and they will launch into the opportunities. It's just like during COVID. For some people, it was a time to be indoor. For some people, it was a time to do business. They were able to launch, do businesses that they do a lot of businesses at that time. So how are you seeing life? Who are you today? How have your beliefs stopped you from unleashing the power that God has put inside of you? How? So now when you find out these beliefs, what you can do for yourself is to reframe those beliefs. That's how to overcome limiting beliefs. You reframe the belief. Okay, I believe I'm not worthy of love. Are you truly not worthy of love? People are not loving me because I'm not good enough. Everybody hates me. I can't succeed. I'm not a good speaker. Even Moses in the Bible had that, right? When God was calling him, Moses was like, Baba, me that used to stammer like this, you want to disgrace me? I cannot go to any Pharaoh. That was a limiting, disempowering belief. But God came through for him, right? God said, guy, man, calm down. I have somebody that will help you. But you see this job, you're going to do it. So it's not about your strengths. It's not about the things that you can do. It's not about your word or unworthiness. It's about, do you believe you can do it? So where I stay, right? Oh, there are times that they do this Egungun festivals, and you'll be passing, put their canopy. What fascinates me is when you see their god on the table, like, you know, or their goddess on the table. And in my head, I just begin to imagine this is not real, right? But these people believe that it's their god. Worship it, they believe in it, and it works for them. That's to tell you how powerful your belief as a child, the child of God is. Do you remember the story of the Tower of Babel? When, yeah, that's the Tower of Babel. When they said, oh, let's build a tower that will get to God. And God said something. He said that these people, anything they set their mind to do, they will achieve it. Oh, let us put confusion in their midst. If not, they'll be able to build that tower. Now, if you look at the innovations that are coming forth, it's to tell you how powerful the human mind is. So the question is, what is stopping you from unleashing the greatness that is inside of you? Do you know the fact that for some of us, our limiting belief is that, because I'm in Nigeria, I can never succeed. That's a limiting belief. For some people, unless I travel abroad, I'm never going to succeed. Sometimes that's their reality. Until they travel, they will not succeed. What's that one belief that is holding you down? Okay, oftentimes we look at our children, is that the grandma says and say many believe what they are told. Yes, a lot of people believe what they were told when they are growing up. A lot of people believe what they are told when they are growing up. What were you told when growing up? Some people say, they used to call me Blackie. See how pretty I am. That thing held me for a long time. I used to feel like I was like, you know, very, I didn't feel like I was, but I used to say I'm just there. Because in my mind, I was always told that Blackie, my siblings were finer, they are prettier, they are fair, and all that. Those are limiting beliefs. And it can hold you back in a lot of things. It's for you to show up. You are feeling inadequate. You're feeling like I'm not good enough. The good people do it because you're holding yourself back, because something is limiting you. So what's that belief that has been holding you back? Sometimes, you know, that perfectionism a belief, a limiting belief. Like, if it is not perfect, I cannot do it, and you'll be stuck for years. I went for a seminar. A woman said something that stood out for me. She said that if you start, you are ready. You started late. And I have to realize in this world, all of us are figuring it out. No one has it all figured out. So that mentor you are looking at, that person that you feel like, this is so great, the person is on the journey. It's just that we're all on different chapters of the journeys of our life. So don't let your limiting beliefs hold you back. So how can we overcome this limiting belief so that we can unleash the power within us? Reframe your limiting beliefs. What would I believe if I knew I couldn't fail? Please, can you type in this comment section? What's that one thing that you will try if you know that you will never fail? What's that one thing that you will try doing? What's one thing that you will try doing if you know that you will never fail? Do I have some people in the house with me? It's only me that have been talking things. Yes, so just type in the comment section or raise up your hand. Say, what's one thing that you will do if you knew that you will not fail? One thing you will do if you knew that you will not fail. Yes. So much fear in the girl child. Yeah, that's another thing. There's just so much fear that sometimes those fears don't even go away, even when you get married. They affect you in different ways. And you know, we were told a lot of lies growing up, and those lies sometimes are still holding us back. I don't know, which of the lies can you remember you were told? Which lies can you remember that you were told when you were growing up? Right, so what would I believe if I knew I couldn't fail? How can I see this challenge as an opportunity to grow? So if something comes at you, instead of looking at, you know, sometimes we have certain challenges and it's like, Okay, I'm done for. I said it, I'm not even good enough before. You need to reframe it in your mind. Okay, because someone broke your heart, is like, yeah, so I know. I said it. Everybody is not genuine. Everybody is not to be trusted. Instead of building the belief that everybody is to be trusted, ask yourself, what can I see? Okay, how can I grow in this challenge? What is this thing? Okay, what lesson am I learning from this challenge right now? This belief that everybody is a scam, everybody is not to be trusted, is it based on a truth, or is it because somebody did this to me? Okay, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. Why am I not worthy? Is it because of what they said to me when I was growing? Is it because of my experiences? So what belief, what empowering belief can replace this limiting belief? So if you feel I'm not worthy, you begin to tell yourself, I am worthy. Now you have to know that for a belief that you've built over time, it does not just end up, it does not just stop like that. It will take time. It will take time. It's you reprogram your mind. Yes, you know, say, I will be strong and go to the scripture and say, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to get scriptures and affirmation. And so those affirmations, you're not just saying them. When those challenges show up, counter them. When those beliefs show up, I'm not worthy, you tell yourself, no, I am worthy, I am enough. Okay? You reframe them. That's how you overcome your limiting beliefs. I need everything to be perfect before I do it. So you just do it. You show up. You show up even when you don't feel like you're ready. Sometimes you show up and you feel, oh, what did I do today? It's like I was just blabbing. Yes, congratulate yourself because you showed up. And you will only get better when you keep being consistent. How will my life change? How will your life change if you let go of those beliefs that are holding you back? And what new belief can you adopt? What new belief can you adopt? What new belief can I adopt? These are ways that you can reframe your limiting beliefs. So you can see that beliefs are very, very strong. What's that core belief that is guiding your life? Some people, especially women, we live all our lives feeling like we're not worthy. And that's why your marriage has an issue. You feel like it's my fault. Your children don't turn out well. You feel like it's my fault. You know, you just keep feeling, because you have that belief, you keep being overly critical about yourself, and you will not be able to become the best that you are meant to be. Right now, when some of the impact of limiting beliefs is that they keep us in our comfort zone. They increase self-doubt and they hinder personal growth. What is your comfort zone? Where is that comfort zone that you have been so much inside that it has become, you know, you always be thinking that, like me, I would say, well, I don't like going out. It's a comfort zone. It's not like what is your comfort zone that have been stopping? You know, we're wired to be okay with our familiar. You know? And that's why, because of these things, because of our core beliefs, the way we're raised, a lot of us are not able to take risk. You don't want things to go wrong. You feel like it's bad when things go wrong. Okay, maybe because, oh, this webinar, I just have a few people in and I feel like, oh no, I didn't succeed. I'm over. Hello. It's possible that this webinar is just meant for one person. So what's that comfort zone that you've been in that you don't want to push yourself out of? Oftentimes it's from what you believe. Okay, I won't succeed if I try this. Now, I've had this issue of running businesses. I discovered that it's been a disempowering belief. I always told myself that I was not a good, like I'm not good with business. Recently, I'm beginning to realize that it was me, really. This is disempowering belief. I just believe I'm not good enough. I'm not good with business. It's not all the businesses I would want to try. Is either I will try and I will not be consistent, I will chicken out. Or I will not even try at all. It's just in my brain. Do you understand? The only thing I know and I believe so strongly is that I'm a good teacher. So anything that comes to teaching, hey, I'm very good with children. I believe that one. So yeah, it fuels my confidence. But other areas that I could try, I limit myself. Today, I want to tell you guys, you have the potentials to be everything that you are created to be. How much do you believe in that thing that God has put inside of you? Because if you don't believe, you cannot unleash. You cannot unleash the greatness that God has put inside of you. Because when you have these limiting, disempowering beliefs, they keep you in your comfort zone. So you want to, okay, let's say you're someone that you want to make impact. And you're like thinking, who is going to come? Who is going to answer me? Hello, can you just start? Can you just start? Just be one person. Sometimes you're looking at it, oh, I want 100 people. What if it's just one person that God has called you to at that time? Can you just take that leap of faith and go? Limiting beliefs increases self-doubt. You keep doubting yourself. And this hinders personal growth. And let me tell you, becoming great, unleashing the power inside of you does not mean that you don't have self-doubt or that you are not scared. It's your ability to do it even when you are scared. And it does not matter where you are at the moment. It does not matter how old you are. You have the time. Jesus, you have the time. Everything that has been going on in your life is not a coincidence. You are not, how do I put it now? You're not being delayed. You are in God's plan. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying. You are in God's plan. God has something for you. All these experiences are your stories, and they are relevant to what God has created you to be. Are you ready to unleash the power inside of you? Do you believe in the greatness that God has put inside of you? If you believe that there's something great about you, can you just type it in the comment section? There's something great about me. There is something great about me. Please, I want to see it in the comment section. There's something great about me. If you believe that there's something great about you, just type it in the comments. Please, can I see your comments? There is something great about me. I know, I believe there is something great about me. There's something great about me. Yeah, thank you for typing that. There's something great about you. There's something great about your children. There's something great about all of us. And as mothers, we must learn to teach our children to believe in themselves, to believe in their dreams, to believe in what God has put inside of them, because there's something great about each and every one of us. Okay, Grandma said her own about Facebook, right? Yes, there's something great about me. And you know, I love sharing this story. My turnaround and my journey started when I learned to trust the process and follow the process. Now, when I started my mentoring with Coach Larry Olushola, please, can we mute? Can we unmute? When I started my mentoring, you know, I used to always feel like these people were so big. So when I go for classes, there's this whole Margaret, please mute. When I go for classes, I always look at these people are so great. They are so wealthy. Look at them living abroad, and look at me, ordinary. So when people are giving their testimonies, talking about their experiences, more come and hear experiences. Me, I will stay in one corner and I'll be feeling like, see me, ordinary teacher, ordinary French teacher. What was my own experience? I used to feel so left out, feel like everybody is progressing apart from me. But there's something my coach will always say then. He will say, just stick around, trust the process, follow the process. Margaret, do you want to say something?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Please mute. Okay. All right. So you need to believe in yourself. So oftentimes these things, you feel like everybody's looking at me one kind. is your core beliefs, the beliefs that those things you pass and you feel ahead, they are going to be talking about me. Look, it stems from a particular kind of belief. So I will go to class and people will share their story. In my head, I will feel like, it's because I don't have money like these people. Sometimes I'm like, how did I even get here? Ordinary teacher like me, see big experiences, see people. But I found out that at the end, everybody is trying to figure themselves out. Everybody needs help. That's why they are there too. Everybody wants to be a better version of themselves. Nobody has actually arrived. So you see people ahead of you that you are looking up to. They are looking for something. You look at people that are lower than you, that are looking up to you. They are looking for something. So at different stages of our life, we're looking for something. So what do you believe? What's that core belief that is guiding you? When you believe that all things work together for good because you love God, you will not have a victim mentality. Challenges are coming your way. You understand that everything is working out for my good, no matter what it is. But if you believe that I'm a victim, if you have that mindset, that belief, things always happen, immediately happen, say, yes, I said it was going to happen. You create that reality because your belief become your thought. So there are some people who all you think of is how things are going to go wrong. I used to be on that WhatsApp group before. Like, hey, my husband will have accident. Hey, my children will be sick. Hey, then every time I'll be touching my child. This month, my husband will be like, oh, this is too much. Which you want to touch out of the child. There's this expectation. These are beliefs in our hearts. Now, let me tell you guys that at a point, there was a time that my mom said, sometimes you need to give birth to plenty children in case death takes one. So you imagine yourself that you're giving birth, you're having children, and all that is in your mind is that one will end up dying. It's a limiting belief. And it looks like, I'm planning well. So we need to be careful with the beliefs that are holding us back in the things that we're doing. And there are beliefs like, I'm a child of God, so bad things should not happen to me. Is it true? That's why sometimes as believers, when we face certain challenges that knock us, we're like, you're not real. If you are real, why did this thing happen to me? But this is life. Everyone is having experiences. It's not about your experience. It's about how you go through your experiences. That's why some people will lose somebody and they will go nuts. They will never recover from it. Some will lose people and they will grow. They will grow, and their lives will become a testament and a testimony even through their pain. But some people go through the same experience and it will heal them. So what are your beliefs? Are you believing that all things are working for your good? I remember at some point in my life, right, I lost my dad. I think I was on 200 level or so then. I used to be spirit-filled, tongue-talking, Holy Ghost-filled sister. That affected me badly. So I had a prayer partner too at that point. It was quite unquote. He lost his brother, then he lost his father because we're family friends. And we were, when you say you're good children, prayerful children. And I was like, God, what's happening? Before I lost my dad. 2 years later, I lost my younger brother. And I lost it. I was like, man, there's something these guys did not tell us. Because I cannot be this good and serve God with all my heart. And this is happening to me. It's not possible. But that's not true. God knows the end from the beginning. All things are working for my good. So when you face challenges, we are human beings. That's why the Bible says that don't forbid the habit of meeting together. You have people who think like you, like mine, so that when you are down, having this thought, somebody is holding you and reminding you of God's promise and bringing you up. Oftentimes we're loners. You are alone. So when you're going through tough times, all those negative thoughts, all those negative beliefs that you've held over time keep reinforcing themselves. You don't have anybody or anyone that will help you counter them. And you find yourself entering into depression. So what beliefs have you held onto that have been limiting you? Now, after I had that experience, I remember 1 year, I was like, let me cool down with this whole prayer thing. There's something I need to figure out. But I got to learn that God loves you even in the midst of the challenges that you're facing. So yes, it's not because you're a child of God that challenges will not come. But it's because you're a child of God that when you walk through fire, he will be with you. He's with you, even in times. That's what I believe vulnerable with God. I said, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this right now, but look at what is happening to me. This is how I feel. That's how I communicate with God. See, Baba, this is difficult for me. I can't deal with it. I need your help. I need your grace. And he sees me through. So when we stop having transactional relationship with God, we understand that God loves us. We are on earth. We're in the world. We're not of the world. So the things that are being thrown at you are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to build you. All right. So I would like you to just write out, what are the beliefs that you've held onto that might be limiting you? I want you to write those beliefs and begin to reframe them. You believe that I'm not good enough. I'm not fine enough. I'm not meant to be well. I'm not likable. Love is it's not possible to find love. Begin to reframe those beliefs. And another thing you have to do is, because it's the things that you hear. When the Bible says that guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it comes out the issues of life. What are the things that you're hearing? What are the things I've been hearing pertaining that situation? What are the things you listen to about marriage? What are the things you listen to about wealth? How are they shaping your belief? How are they shaping what you believe in? Okay? So, in order to overcome your limiting beliefs, identify that limiting beliefs. That's the assignment I want us to do tonight. What's that limiting? What's that thing that has been holding you back? What's that one belief that has been disempowering you? I'm not intelligent. I'm not vocal. I'm not good with stage. I'm not good with facing people. Hello. What is that limiting belief? Question the validity. Is it true? Is it that I'm just scared? I'm not good. Is it that I'm just scared, or that I don't have what it takes? Or is it that I need to learn? What's actually causing me to believe this about myself? Replace it with a positive and empowering belief. So, example, I'm not enough. I'm growing. I'm improving every day. I'm getting. Okay? Use visualization to see yourself achieving your goals. What are those things you want to achieve? Visualization is key. Where do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years, next 5 years? Begin to imagine it in your mind. Some people, before they get married, they have this belief, almost cheese. And that guy, their belief, begin to attract negative behaviors. And they are the wrong mother. You attract the wrong things when you believe in the wrong things. Your beliefs affect your thoughts, and it affects your habits, and it affects your destiny. So look at your life today. How has your life turned out? And begin to look for, what are those beliefs that has brought me here. Okay? Repeat positive affirmations to replace negative thoughts. Our thoughts impact our biology. Our thoughts are not just thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality. Thinking positively boosts your mental health. So you must learn to think right. You must learn to believe right. If there's nothing going away today, I want you to reframe your belief. Know that you have greatness inside of you that needs to be unleashed. And it's only you that can stop yourself from unleashing that power. Okay? So these are some steps to unleash your inner power. Identify your beliefs. Challenge and reframe them. Have specific goals. Then take consistent action. You see, when we don't take action, nothing changes in our life. Visualize your success. Practice positive affirmations. Okay? So I'd like us to ask these questions as we come, as we end today's program. Reflect on these questions. What steps can I take today to unleash more of my inner power? What are some of the things I need to do to be a better version of myself, to unleash the inner power? What limiting beliefs can I choose to release today? I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. What are those beliefs? Sorry. Okay, so what are those beliefs? What are those limiting beliefs? What new empowering belief I embrace right now? Please let me close the door. Thank you. What beliefs can I embrace right now? Because it's those beliefs that will change you. I believe that I believe that in the next 5 years, you're going to hear about me. In the next 10 years, you will see me. You will hear me on global platforms. I'm saying it right now because I believe this is my time and I am unleashing and I am on that journey. So where do you want to see? If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. If you believe you are worthy, you're worthy. If you believe you're not worthy, you're not worthy. What do you believe? What small actions can I take today that aligns with my goals and values? Please, I would like you to do this exercise. Write it out. Take time to think. What are those beliefs? Right? Take time. What are those beliefs? What steps how can I reframe this belief? Sometimes our upbringings have actually affected us in different ways, and we do not know. When people talk about therapy, child work, sometimes you are 60 and you're stuck. I've seen someone that is 60 and is stuck in years, experiences that they had at 7 years. So you need to look at yourself and ask yourself, what is holding me? It could just be word that somebody has said to you that is holding you back. And when you rephrase this belief, then you will be able to unleash the power that is inside of you. So I want to encourage you today, do not allow your limiting, empowering belief stop you from being who God has created you to be, because there's so much God has put inside of you. And for you to unleash it, you have to believe that there's something inside of you. You know, it's so easy to look at other people. I used to come to me a lot. I'm like, God, this person have it all figured out. And then when I go for webinars and programs, you know, some people will make you feel like you're doing it. You need to move it. You need to move it. And there's something, I'll come back, I'll be overwhelmed and I'll feel bad. But we're all learning processes for me. So you find yourself really what you achieve in this world is on your belief. You believe about yourself. How do you feel about yourself? How do you see yourself? What's the vision you see about yourself? It's only your mind. That one your mind say you cannot do. That one that your spirit is telling you cannot. That's the one you cannot do. But every other thing is possible. So I hope that from this webinar, you've learned and you've been able to identify your core beliefs. And you are able to take time to reframe them. Take time, right? Please, let's do this exercise. Write them out. You need to change them. Because when you write them, when you see, you recognize, oh God, this is it. Oh, see this empowering belief that is holding me back. I'm saying this because I've had such experiences. Yes. And I'm like, oh, this limiting belief that is back. See what is holding me back. And because of that awareness, you now know what to do about it, and you begin to take action that counter it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Remaining Margaret and Tony. Can you share with me, have this webinar been helpful in any way? What has stood out for you, and what are you going to do differently today? What's that one belief that you feel that's been holding you back that you need to reframe, you need to look out for? Yes.
Oh, good evening, all. Actually
Good
I actually joined very, very late. I just got home. So,
Okay.
the first one is the procrastination thing you spoke about. I think that was where I joined. Yes, and
Okay.
it's a big deal for me because I'll say, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. And days will become weeks, weeks will become months, and months, will become years, and time keeps going, and you will not even know that, time had really gone. But since we began the 31 days fearless women, I'd been able to, adjust myself, even if the opportunity is not there, or opportunities are not there, I just try to, squeeze that time to get it out. And things that I'm always afraid of doing before that, what will people say? They might not like it. These days, I don't really care. If it's what I know will move me to the next step and I know it is legit, I go for it.
Yeah.
What people will say don't really, bother me any longer. If you're going to speak to me after the event, no problem. If you're not going to speak to me, no problem, we'll move on. That means you're not part of the next stage that I need.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Tony, you want to share? I say henceforth I win. Henceforth I won't be limited by my marital status. I'll do what I want to do regardless of my marital status. Awesome. Yeah. So I'll just like us to just together, because this is this is cool for me, because really most times the things we think about myself, I like what you said. I won't be limited about my marital status. That's because if you believe that, our society makes us feel like you're not married, something is wrong with you, you cannot be everything, you cannot achieve everything. And you find out somehow inside of yourself, you're having limitations. Now it's because I'm not married. I should have done this because I'm not married. Today, I hope that we will learn to explore on you, enjoy life, live your life to the fullest. Okay? Because every single thing is working out together. Good. Be together in Jesus' name. Lord, I thank you for everyone that has joined this one. I put those and those that have left. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you because there's greatness inside each and every one of us. And Lord, it's time for us to unleash what you have put inside of us. Lord, any limiting the same belief that is holding us back will break out of it in the name of Jesus. We decree that your grace is sufficient for us. Lord, we ask that in different aspects of our life, open our eyes. Let's see those beliefs that have been holding us back. Let's begin to reframe them, and let's begin to live to the fullest and become what you have created us to be. No weapon formed against us shall prosper in the name of Jesus. Our lives will keep getting better and better in the name of Jesus. And we'll become the best versions of ourselves in Jesus' name. In Jesus' mighty name, I have prayed. Amen. Everybody for joining. So Margaret joined it. I'll post the replay on the group so that those who are not available will join. But the only thing that will make a difference from today is that you're able to go back, identify those limiting beliefs that are holding you, be conscious of them, begin to reframe them. Because if you don't do anything different today from what you're still going to end up remaining who you have always been. So what makes the difference? Action you take. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, everyone. And good night. Have a wonderful weekend.
Good night.
Good night.